came to him. Either way, it made sense. He would have to push the nose down to keep flying speed, and then, just before he hit, he would have to pull the nose back up to slow the plane as much as possible. It all made sense. Glide down, then slow the plane and hit. He would have to find a clearing as he went down. The problem with that was that he hadn't seen one clearing since they started flying over the forest. Some swamps, but they had trees scattered through them. No roads, no trails, no clearings, just the lakes. And it came to him that he would have to use a lake for landing. If he went down in the trees, he was certain to die. The trees would tear the plane to pieces as it went into them. He would have to come down in a lake. No, on the edge of a lake. He would have to come down near the edge of a lake and try to slow the plane as much as possible just before he hit the water. So, next question. Brian decided he should land the plane blank. So where did Brian decide he should land the plane? Pause this video, go answer that, come right back. Easy to say, he thought. Hard to do. Easy to say, hard to do. Easy say, hard do. It became a chant that beat with the engine. Easy say, hard do. Impossible to do. He repeated the radio call 17 times at 10-minute intervals, working on what he would do between transmissions. Once more he reached over to the pilot and touched him on the face, but the skin was cold, hard cold, death cold. And Brian turned back to the dashboard. He did what he could, tightened his seatbelt, positioned himself, rehearsed mentally again and again what his procedure should be. When the plane ran out of gas, he should hold the nose down and head for the nearest lake and try to fly the plane kind of onto the water. That's how he thought of it, kind of fly the plane onto the water. And just before it hit, he should pull back on the wheel and slow the plane to reduce the impact. Over and over his mind ran the picture of how it would go. The plane running out of gas, flying the plane onto the water, the crash. From pictures he'd seen on television, he tried to visualize it. He tried to be ready. But between the 17th and 18th radio transmissions, without a warning, the engine coughed, roared violently for a second, and died. There was a sudden silence, cut only by the sound of the windmilling propeller and the wind past the cockpit. Brian pushed the nose of the plane down and threw up. So that's the end of chapter 2. We just have a few questions left. So the first question is, which sequence best describes the order of events in chapter 2? So there's a list of events. You look through them and put them in the best order you think possible. And then you choose the one that you think fits the one yours best. And then 13, what is the main conflict in chapters 1 and 2? So answer that one based on what you think is the best fitting option for that question. Number 14, based on the story, it's likely that what? Based on the story, it's likely that what? And then your last question is, why did the author include the detail of his mother giving him the hatchet? So why do you think the author thought that was important? Why do you think the hatchet is an important detail that the author wanted to include in the story? So with that, go ahead and answer those questions. You can click out of this video because that's the end of chapter 2 and that's all we're doing for today. But thank you for letting me read to you guys. It's been a pleasure and I hope to continue doing this. Please let me know if this helped. I will continue doing these for you if you found it helpful to read along and answer the questions as you went. But other than that, have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye.